So I really noticed how addicting it was once I started transitioning off of it.
Mm. Professor Arnold Ehret incorporates sunbathing in the Mucusless Diet Healing System. How do you incorporate sunbathing in your practice?
I enjoy sunbathing just because it's like a pleasant thing to do. So I don't really do it just because I'm thinking about the mucusless diet healing system. I do it because I just enjoy doing it, like on a casual level. So if it's like a nice day, I just love to go outside and like go lay in the sun, find a nice private spot. But yeah, sunbathing has many benefits when it comes to the mucusless diet because it helps cleanse the skin in a way. Before I was practicing the diet, I used to get burnt by the sun a lot because Ehret talks about the whole like white blood corpuscle theory with the it being mucus and the sun kind of burning it and stuff like that. But as I cleaned myself up a bit, like last summer, which was after like just a few months of practicing the diet, was the first summer where I never burnt before. Like
Mm.
I actually tanned for the first time in like my entire life. So that was a really interesting thing. And ever since then, I just love to sunbathe, man. So I go out whenever I can, just sunbathe.
Yeah. I know you mentioned you used to stutter more,
Hmm.
and Professor Arnold Ehret has a section in his book about overcoming stammering through the practice of the Mucusless Diet Healing System. How has your experience been with speech and with stuttering?
So before the Mucusless Diet Healing System, I used to stutter really, really bad. So like public speaking events, I couldn't really do it. Just talking in general, I would stutter really bad, and it was like something that I struggled with, and I still kind of struggle with, but not even close to the same degree that I used to. So Eric talks about how he cured cases of stammering and stuttering, and like as I've noticed that since practicing the mucusless diet, my degree that I stammer and stutter has gone down like drastically. So I'm still working on it, but it's like people they'll take classes and like lessons for like their entire lives to try and like help their stammering or their stuttering, and they can't get it fixed. They can't resolve the issue. Like they'll still stutter for like a very long time. But just through a short period of practicing the mucusless diet, I've eliminated a lot of like mucus from my throat. I've coughed up a lot of stuff, and I've noticed that I don't stutter as much as I used to. And so that's something that I'm really, really happy to see. It's a big
Mm,
improvement that I see.
yeah. Okay. And just for people, I'll see you about it, but how long have you been practicing the Mucusless Diet Healing System?
I've been practicing it for a little over a year now. I started the I got the book on Christmas of 2018, I think. 2018.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I read the book, and then I wouldn't say that I started practicing it for at least like a few months after that, because I went and did like I did like a whole fruit fast for like a month, and then I crashed really hard and went on like cheese quesadillas. So that was not practicing the mucusless diet because I obviously didn't understand it back then. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I would say it's been like maybe almost like a year and a half, a year and a quarter.
Okay. Can you please bring us through your process of acquiring the Mucusless Diet Healing System information?
Um, I was at that time when I came across it, I was like kind of exploring all different types of like dietary things and like doing my own little experiments and stuff like that to try to explore all different aspects of diet. And I came across a guy talking about eating nothing but grapes for a while. And so I was like, all right, I'm gonna like check this out. And then he dropped like a little picture in the bottom of the corner of his YouTube page, and it was the picture of the book. So I was like, I need to read that. So like I added it to like my reading list, and like I think like 5 months later, it was like around the holiday time, and that's when I got the book, and then I read it. And so that's how I came across it. I just found some guy dropped it in one of his videos, and I was like, sweet. So I read it and just changed my life, you know?
Yeah. So this book was the Mucusless Diet Healing System by Professor Arnold Ehret.
Right, and it was the annotated, revised, and edited version by Professor Spira.
Okay, nice. So I think I've heard you mention that you took the e-course,
Hmm.
the Mucusless Diet Healing System e-course by Professor Spira.
Yeah.
Was that how did taking the Mucusless Diet Healing System e-course enhance your practice of the Mucusless Diet Healing System?
So before taking the e-course, I had read the book several times and Spira Speaks and all the other books that accompany the mucusless diet. And I felt like I understood the system pretty well. But then I took the e-course and it took it to a whole new level. Like I felt like I didn't even understand it before. Even after reading the book several times, the e-course just took the educational level to a whole new level. It was like something that I really was glad that I did because now I feel like I understand it to a much like a more clear understanding of it. Yeah, like last summer, man, I was like after reading the book, I kind of like took a period of like solitude kind of. It's like
Yeah,
all my friends at that time, they were like on to like, the drinking, the party and stuff like that. And I was trying to get away from that because the diet and stuff.
yeah,
But I was spending like a lot of time just in my backyard sunbathing like every day. And like there would be times where I would just like sit and like stare at the fence for like hours just thinking, like just
uh,
in total like just being calm and thinking. And
yeah.
it was deep, man. Like yeah, it was really cool. Especially with like I would be like reading Spirit Speaks, read like a few pages, and I would just sit there for hours and just think about that. It
Yeah.
was, it was great, man.
So you just mentioned while others were going out to party and have that experience, you were focused on yourself and the Mucusless Diet Healing System. Why is that?
Well, it's like the since I'm trying to practice the diet, I can't be around like the people who are trying to influence me to like drink and smoke and do drugs and then eat all this mess. And so I'm trying to get away from that. I'm trying to clean up my body, clean up my bloodstream. So I can't be in that environment. So like after I read the book, like the summer after that, I spent a time of kind of solitude. So I spent like a lot of time in my backyard just sunbathing, reading books, and like doing like a lot of thinking. So I would take time just to sit and think, especially after reading those books because like they're so deep. I would
Yeah,
always like after reading those books, I would just be sitting there thinking for hours, and it would be just really cool.
you mentioned even because I relate with you in the reading one line and just thinking about that one line where you just mentioned you were reading Spira Speaks and you would read a passage and then just think about that passage for hours.
Hmm.
Yeah. How has your experience with Spira Speaks been?
It's a really good book. It's a big book, so it has a lot of information about the mucusless diet, but it offers a lot of perspectives and experiences of people who are just beginning the diet. Because I think Spirit has like he has like the dialogues and emails from people that are practicing it and are trying to start
Yeah.
practicing it. So it's good for someone who's first starting the mucusless diet. It's good for them to read that because then it has the experiences that many others have had, and it answers like a lot of questions that somebody might have in the beginning. And also in the end, it has all that poetry in the back of it, and that's like a little it's like a cherry on top. It's like a little like reward.
Uh,
But it's like yeah, it offers some nice poetry that really gets you thinking. So it's pretty
mm,
cool.
my thought was the plugin is also key, or the plugin is also a part of the Mucusless Diet Healing System where we have community because it is an individual practice, but it's also a collective vibe. And that's where when we're tuning into each other and speaking about this system, we're getting deeper into the system. We're actualizing it into our lives, so to speak, because we're bringing words to it and we're having the dialogue around it. Different practitioners would express that tuning into the mucus free life information is it's a certain frequency that you tap into, and or you need to be open to in order to be accepting of that information. And it's cool to see who's tuning in and finding the information how you're putting it. So yeah, dude, I'm freaking, that's what keeps me doing it like that.
Yeah.
More of that, because I just was inspired, and then people just started watching me on that Instagram. I'll look at who viewed, and it's like 50 plus people each time. Like when
Yeah,
I'm
nice, yeah.
yeah, I'm like, dang, okay, like, and then they keep following. They're
And
just
that's like the real purpose of like social media, you know, is to like spread like good information.
yeah.
People normally have it just to like post some stupid shit, really, man. Like, but
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
posted like something that's like meaningful and like real, like the Mucusless diet, and then people actually check it out. That's like what it's meant for.
It's straight up, straight up. Peace, y'all. Keep it peace. Just keep it peace, y'all. Keep it peace.